Hello, my friends. Happy Saturday. I am back. I missed last week and I will tell you why in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to say happy Saturday, my friends. We are already past the middle of May. Memorial Day is next weekend. I mean, I feel like summer is just, it's here. It's here, to be honest with you. Where I live, we have had 90-degree days. We even had some thunderstorm activity earlier this week, which is kind of rare for us in May, but just wanted to say welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Hello if you are a new viewer. This is my, most of the time, weekly series where I like to talk about 3 candles and 3 beauty or lifestyle products that I have been using over the last week and just share a little bit of feedback with you. Now, I do want to let you know I am going to do a little bit newer format today, and let me know if you guys like this down below. In the past, what I have done is I have alternated between a beauty product and a candle, and now I'm going to go ahead and try out a different format where I am going to talk about my beauty products first. I will put a timestamp down below and let you know when I'm going to start the candle products. So I'll do beauty first and then the candle parts second half or last. So let me know in the comment box down below if you appreciate that format a little bit better, because I do know that quite a few of you are only here for beauty and some of you are only here for home fragrance, and so I thought that might be a little bit easier for you. So let's not waste any more time because I feel like this video gets lengthy very quickly. Let's go ahead and dive into the beauty products that I have been testing over the last week. So the reason why I missed last week's video was because I was actually out of town. If you follow me over on Instagram, I did post earlier this week about, I did a post about friendships. And so last weekend I took a little girls trip with a couple of my friends. We did it to celebrate one of my friends' birthday, and then also it happened to be Mother's Day weekend. So our husbands were gracious enough to say, go on girls, go have some fun. We have 18 children among the 4 of us. So it was a very nice little vacation. Of course, we missed our husbands and kids, but quite frankly, we also loved being at the beach and just enjoying some time of really kind of like no responsibilities. So that is why I missed last week. But the products that I was using were all ones that I used during that trip. And so I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with an old favorite. If you have been with me for a long time, you guys know how I feel about this. The eyeshadow palette that I took for this little trip, and it's one that I always recommend. I mean, I recommend it in general, but this is the palette that I take every time I take a trip, every time I go on vacation, because it gives me a little bit of versatility. It's pretty neutral, but not boring neutral. I feel like the shades in it are just good. So what palette am I talking about? This is the Persona Identity palette. Now this is the original Identity, Identity 1. As you can see, this palette has some color in it, but there's still very much a neutral color story. Now this formula is one of my favorites because I feel like it is perfect for beginners. It is perfect for experienced, like makeup artists or makeup enthusiasts. It goes on so nicely. It looks beautiful on younger eyelids. It looks beautiful on more mature eyelids. The shimmer formula just goes on. There's very little fallout. I find that this product is in particular, or this color story in particular, flatters hazel brown eyes, but I also think that a lot of these shades, especially some of those warmer ones, would look particularly beautiful on blue eyes, and that purple shade also can be really nice on there. So I always enjoy packing this one. In fact, this palette is one that this is my backup, the one that I just showed you. I forgot to bring out the one that I have had for, 4 years now. I have hit pan in multiple shades, but this is probably, if someone were to say, Katie, if you could only choose one palette to repurchase ever, you could only have one in your collection, this would be the one that I would choose. So I would highly recommend it. It's pretty reasonably priced too. I feel like it's under $45, maybe around $42, I think. And it's also an independent makeup brand, which I feel a little bit, I don't want to say I feel a little bit better, but I like supporting independent makeup artists. I'm also sorry if I keep saying a lot. I'm a little bit rusty here with filming, so just give me a little bit of grace here. All right, the second beauty product that I was really enjoying prior to my little trip, during my trip, and I'm still enjoying it going into the summer months is a new perfume that I picked up during the Sephora sale. This is the KAYALI, what is this? It's so small right here. Utopia Vanilla Coco 21 fragrance. Now I do only have it in a travel size because the full size bottle of this is around $100. That's a little bit much for me right now, especially because I like to mix up my fragrances during the summer. But the fragrance notes on this, the main notes on this are coconut, jasmine, vanilla, bourbon. So this is in that warm floral category. Oh my goodness, you guys, this one, if you like Beach Walk by Replica, it's not the same fragrance, but it's like in that scent category. I think that you would like this. My nose detects that coconut note in here, but when I spray it, you do get some of that vanilla bourbon on the dry down. I love this fragrance. And in fact, my 14-year-old daughter loves it so much. I noticed she kept stealing it from me. She just graduated from 8th grade this week, so I went ahead and purchased her very own, you know, just in this little travel size here as a little graduation gift. She does very well in school and works hard, so I wanted to treat her with that, but oh my goodness. Now, I will say that the lasting power on this is not extremely long. I would say that I find myself wanting to reapply it after about every 3 hours, but the good news is that in this little travel size, I was able to just throw it in my purse and go ahead and reapply as needed. I also find that this layers very nicely with the Way St. Bart's cream, or if you like that new Sol de Janeiro fragrance, I want to say it's the Radiance one. It's a new like radiant one. I find that they pair very nicely together. So highly recommend this if you are somebody who likes a warm floral kind of beachy fragrance for the summertime. And then the last product that I wanted to talk about is a little bit of a disappointment for me. This is the Supergoop Glow Screen. So it has an SPF 40 broad spectrum sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen. It is not mineral. Now, if you have been with me for a while, you guys know that I have said chemical sunscreens are hit and miss for me. Today I'm wearing the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua Foundation. That does have a chemical sunscreen in it. That one does not bother my skin at all. Whatever is in this, bothering my skin, baby. I'm not sure if it's the chemical SPF or maybe if it's the chemical SPF combined with whatever they're using to market as the glow. Now you will see in that B-roll that this has a very glowy finish, borderline Tin Man-like for me, to be honest. My skin is normal to oily typically, although it's been a little bit drier. So I would say currently it's in that normal phase. It's not too oily, it's not too dry. It's just right in between. And I found this product to just be too glowy for me. I looked almost greasy. Now I think that if you have dry skin, you would like this product. And also if you do not have skin that is sensitive to chemical SPF or any of those ingredients that cause the glow, then I think that you would like this product. But for me, this is a pass. My daughter likes it, although she says sometimes that she notices that she breaks out if she uses it too much. So that would be something that I would want to caution you about if you are sensitive. I just noticed that my skin, by the end of the day, when I was wearing this, I would usually have like 3 new pimples starting to form. I could see and feel on my skin that pores were being clogged. So this did come in one of those, what are they, like the summer favorite sets, or like one of those Sephora sets during the Sephora sale. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and try it out. It's not one that I went and searched out. And I know that Supergoop is a really hyped up brand, but for whatever reason, they just don't work for me. Like I said, think that it has to do with the chemical SPF. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some home fragrance content. So 3 candles that I have been burning this week. Let me go ahead and turn over my handy dandy notebook here because I want to have the fragrance notes available for one of the candles that I'm going to talk about. All right, so the first candle that I have been burning a lot this week is from Kringle Candles' new Country line. This is their new soy wax formula for the Country lineup. Previously, all of their candles for Country Candle were in a paraffin wax. They have recently transitioned over to a 100% soy wax formula, which I am really excited about because I personally don't care for paraffin wax. I like the clean burn of a soy candle. So I picked up a medium-sized jar of coconut and blueberry tart when this spring collection was released a couple of months ago, and I have just recently gotten to burning it. You guys know I'm a seasonal burner, and so a lot of the times I will share with you candles when I initially haul them and what my first sniff impressions are, but I'm just honest with you and saying, hey, I'm probably not going to get around to burning this candle until a later date. And so the date has finally come. I've had this one in my collection for a while, but I finally have started burning it a lot the last couple of weeks. So the fragrance notes on this candle are top notes of ozone and coconut, mid notes of fruit and green, so whatever accords that is, and base notes of coconut and amber. Now this fragrance, and I still stick by this, when I smell it on cold sniff, I feel like nobody else has really talked about this, but I smell that whatever is making up a very tart accord to this. It reminds me a lot, it's not the same sense, but the tartness that I get from this is very similar to, if you are an 80s, 90s child, you will remember Sun-Ripened Raspberry from Bath & Body Works back in the day, which by the way, I feel like I saw that on the website recently. Maybe, was I dreaming that? I don't know. But I feel like the tartness in here reminds me a lot of that Sun-Ripened Raspberry. So if you like a good tart, fruity note for the summertime, I think that you would like this one. I love this fragrance. Now, I have been burning it quite a bit. I wouldn't say that it's coconut, and the blueberry does come out in this fragrance. However, the blueberry note in here is not the same as, like, say, the Homeworx farm stand blueberry, or even some of the other blueberry notes that Kringle has put out, like their blueberry muffin. I really like this, but I like that it's named coconut and blueberry tart, because there is like a potency to this one that is just lovely. I do get a little bit of that crust note on the burn. On cold sniff, I don't really get it. Now, how is this one burning for me? Well, you can see that the burn itself is flawless. The wicks do need to be trimmed, so I typically will let this one burn for a maximum of 4 hours, because I do want the wicks to be trimmed because they do develop those carbon balls at the end. Oh, I keep smelling this one. It's so good. I have really, really surprisingly loved this one. It was funny because when I initially got it, I thought, oh, that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but sure enough, it's probably been my favorite candle that I've been burning over the week. I've been having to tell myself, Katie, you need to burn something else, because I just love this one so much. It just screams early summer to me. It screams summer, lazy days, maybe like a good fruit pie or like a backyard barbecue. This one is really good. Now, the strength and throw on this one, I would say that without a hurricane, this one has only been around like a 5.5 to a 6. It's about a medium thrower for me. I was expecting it to be a lot stronger. Now, what I will say is that I did recently purchase a hurricane from HomeGoods. It was only like $10, and I am finding much greater performance when I go ahead and stick these in a hurricane. In fact, when I put this candle in a hurricane, the strength and throw jumps up to about an 8. So if you are wanting to get a little bit more strength or throw out of your candles, I would highly suggest going to one of those discount stores and looking for a hurricane, because that has greatly improved this one's performance. While we're talking about blueberry, I'm just on a blueberry kick, I decided to go ahead and start burning my favorite candle from last year. Well, one of my favorites. It was up there. I want to say maybe I ranked this. This was in my top 3, I believe. This is the Homeworx Blueberry Cheesecake. Now, unfortunately, this 4-wick jar is no longer, at the time that I am filming this, available on the homeworx.shop website. I do not know if they will be restocking this particular fragrance on there, because I do know that Homeworx, their candles are made in Vietnam, and so sometimes they place an order and whatever we get for the season is what we get. However, I did pick this particular candle. I picked up at Marshall's a few months ago, and I do know that a lot of Homeworx candles are showing up in those discount stores. So if you happen to come across this one in the wild, good for you. This candle is currently available in the 3-wick on the homeworx.shop website. So if you want to test out this candle, that might be a way to do that, probably at a little bit discounted price over like what a 4-wick would be. Anyways, the fragrance notes of this candle are wild Maine blueberry, cheesecake accord, blackberry jam, and the brown sugar crust. Okay, so I feel like this candle, I feel like most people really like this one. I have heard a couple of people say, I don't like it. But this one, oh man. This is everything that you see pictured on the label here. You get all of these notes. Now, I know that cheesecake accord scares some people off, myself included. When this candle was released in 2022, I actually only ordered one to begin with because I was a little bit nervous about that cheesecake accord. I didn't want to pick up a sour note. In my mind, I thought, ooh, that's gonna have a tendency to turn sour quickly. But I'm going to tell you, the cheesecake accord lends a creaminess to this that blends perfectly with that kind of like a graham cracker crust in here, although I wouldn't necessarily say it's like graham cracker. Yeah, brown sugar crust is more like it because I don't get like the honey graham. Oh, and then the blueberry note in here. I believe that Homeworx does blueberry very, very well. Harry Slatkin has gotten that pretty much nailed down. This is just yummy goodness. This is one of the few candles that when I burn it, my mouth actually waters. I'm like, oh, that just sounds so good. So strength and throw on this one, I will tell you, is not the same as my 2022 version. I will say it's just maybe a notch down, but I do have two of these, so I do tend to burn them in tandem with one another. Strength and throw on this one, I would give a solid 7. It's nice enough to be a good background scent. It's not going to overwhelm the senses, but I feel like this is a pretty safe fragrance to go with if you personally or know somebody who loves fruity gourmands. This is probably the candle that I would tell everybody. This one and probably Blueberry Muffin from Kringle are probably some of the most authentic gourmand fragrances that I would point somebody to if you like a blueberry scent. All right, and then the last candle that I have, I actually don't have it right in front of me because I am burning it right behind the candle here, but I did go ahead and insert some B-roll here for you. It is Bath & Body Works Sea Salt and Neroli. Again, another candle that I have had in my collection for a couple of months now, but I have been saving to burn it more so as we head into the summer months. So the fragrance notes on that, I'm trying to go off of memory here. They are salted neroli blossoms, watery eucalyptus, and I want to say fresh lemon zest. You will have seen it on the B-roll there. So I'm burning this candle right now, and I actually think that this is an appropriate candle to be burning coming off of that girls trip that I just went on, because the beach that I visited was up Carpinteria, if you are familiar with Southern California, Carpinteria, Santa Barbara area, and the way that I would usually take to get there, I have to pass through a lot of orange groves to get there, and this candle encompasses that fragrance that I smell if I have the windows down and I'm driving into that area. I just get, oh man, there's a lot of orange groves there. So Neroli is not orange, but they are kind of in that's, you know, the Neroli blossom is in that similar fragrance profile to my nose as an orange blossom. It's more of a floral scent. It is not freshy, juicy orange type, freshy, juicy orange. Okay, Katie. Fresh, juicy orange type of fragrance. It is lovely, but it's more of a floral. If you are somebody who likes kind of that like fresh coastal vibe mixed with a little bit of floral, I think that you would really like this fragrance. I am still seeing this one in my local Bath & Body Works. It should probably be available, I think, as we are approaching the semi-annual sale. I feel like this is a good beachy scent with a little bit of floral. I really enjoy it. So far, I'm about halfway through. I am not having any burn issues with this one. I would say that this strength and throw on this one is about a solid 7 to 8. I am currently burning it in a hurricane, and I notice that when I burn it in a hurricane, it jumps up to about a 9. It's very, very strong, but when I don't have it in a hurricane, it's a good 7, I would say. We'll round it out right there. But the burn so far has been pretty good for me. Now, we all know Bath & Body Works candles, once they hit that halfway mark, is typically where I'm like, I don't know, we might end up having to crock it, but so far I'm not having any issues with large carbon balls or sooting. The wax is getting slightly dirty, but nothing too bad. I do only burn it for about 3 hours and then I go ahead and extinguish it, but it's a really pleasant fragrance if you are looking for, again, like those beachy floral coastal type of fragrances. I will say that to my nose, the Neroli Blossom note is the most predominant. I don't really get a eucalyptus out of here, but I do get a little bit of like a salty air vibe with that Neroli Blossom. So that is it for this week. These are the 6 products that I have been using this week. Let me know in the comment box down below if you have been using any of these products or if any of them interest you. Also, if you have any experience with them, I always encourage you, as long as you are respectful of myself and others within our community, go ahead and share your experiences with them, because we are a community. I'm only one voice, and I think it's important to get a variety of opinions before you go ahead and make purchases. If you are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome again, and if you would like to stick around, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, or no, if you would like to stick around, goodness, you guys, I'm rusty. If you would like to stick around, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I would also like it if you hit that thumbs up button if you found this video helpful or if you enjoyed it, because that does help me out a little bit. I want to say thank you so much for spending your time here with me, and until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.